Welcome to Trophy Hunting, where I take a random team in a random tournament in a random game and try to win a trophy. Random game was from a list of 1700 that I found on Moby Games, and luckily for me, it was World Soccer Winning 11-7 that came out of the hat. That's Pro Evolution Soccer 3 if you're from the UK or elsewhere in Europe. And it just so happens to be one of my, if not my favourite football game of all time. Random tournament was the Africa Cup of Nations random team Cameroon. First up, South Africa at everyone's favourite fictional stadium, the Quito Carnival, and its migraine pitch. Cameroon, pretty strong team, one of the best in the continent with Samuel Eto'o and Patrick Mboma up front. Both of them were rubbish early on, but fortunes turned around. Patrick Mboma with the first goal of the tournament, setting us on our way. Lovely finish with his weaker right foot. Cheeky celebration too, he's looking for the thumbnail. Kept going, kept plugging away, eventually got my reward, and it was Eto'o. He put his poor early form right as well. Lovely little finish there, putting the game beyond doubt. I was well on top throughout the game, to be honest. South Africa, a decent team, but didn't perform well. On to the semi-final, and that was against Nigeria. Surely going to be a better prospect than South Africa. Probably the strongest team, African team in the game. Littered with quality. Kanu, Okocha, to name but two. They're notoriously good in the Pro Evolution Soccer games, especially the early ones. Bags of pace and technical ability. I had the better of the early exchanges, few chances, and a very soft penalty. Joseph Yobo sliding in there. Patrick Mboma, well, that was disappointing, and that was just plain awful. No idea what happened there. Well, I do know what happened there. That's when you press L1 to try and change players, and you end up just chipping the ball over the bar. I'm not sure if anybody else does that, but I do it quite often. And to make matters worse, moments later, JJ Okocha makes it 1-0. Header from Kanu, decent enough save from the keeper, but only as far as Okocha, who lashes it in, and then he almost scored moments later. That was a good save, and the keeper was at it again early in the second half, repelling the Nigerians with a good double save. Had to get my act together, and did. Nice little cutback, square ball, poor defending, but Solomon Olembe was charging in at the back post there, sliding in. Nice finish, equalising against a run of play. Nigeria straight back to it, peppering my goal. This one really annoying, should have been a penalty, more of a penalty than the one I got, and Mana being hacked down. But persevere, and look at this. Injury time, Olembe again, being found unmarked, arriving late into the box. A lot more difficult to finish this time. Finds that far corner. Look at that angle, you see the flares, the fans going wild, and that is Cameroon in the final. And it's Morocco. One of the better sides, certainly the best side in Africa right now, you would think. Well, maybe not, African Cup of Nations would suggest otherwise, but you know what I mean. Very strong team. Decent round about this era, maybe not as good as they were in the late 90s, but still one of the better sides in the continent. You would fancy us though, Cameroon. Better man for man, and within the first 15 minutes, one of those top boys, Mboma. Great composure, robbing the defender of the ball, cutting inside, and just a calm, slotted finish into the far corner with his left foot. And moments later, hitting the post, cleared off the line. At half time, a little bit of argy-bargy, boy gets back up. No messing about there. Well, talk about messing about, look at the state of this defending early on in the second half. Just completely bottled it. Don't know what I was doing, sliding in, left, right and centre. And it was 1-1, and then pretty poor fortune in front of goal. But not for long. That man, Olembe again. Good corner from Jeremy, in swinger. Olembe ghosting in, little flick, finding the far corner. And he was at it again. Look at that. Magnificent. Left-footed player, scores with his head and then with his right foot and in some style. A little bit ostentatious maybe, probably not needed, but it looked fantastic. And that is the goal that surely seals it. If it didn't, this did. And Boma, 4-1. Easy as you like. It was carving open Morocco like they weren't there. Full time whistle goes. Rejoice. Rigobert Song, the captain, stalwart at the back, terrible dancing from Jeremy and Eto'o. The late great Mark Vivian Foy and Rigobert Song celebrating some more terrible dancing. Straight on to the ceremony. Olembe was surely player of the tournament. Rigobert Song with the handshake, with the trophy, and he lifts the Africa Cup aloft into the night sky at Quito Carnival. Pretty straightforward in the end. South Africa, easy enough. Nigeria, bit of a scare. And Morocco, pretty easily dispatched in the final. Olembe finished top goal scorer. Jeremy with the top assists. Do all the usual stuff, subscribe and like and comment and all that. If you have any suggestions for a game you'd like to see, please leave them in the comments and I can draw from a short list of suggestions rather than a huge list of every football game ever made. But I hope you enjoyed this one and you'll join me for more in the future.